All eyes on Doge. Big run up. To the moon. Whew. Doge still going up. All eyes on Doge. Still big run up. To the moon. Keep going up. Going up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. Up. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin. Upward movement in Doge. Dogecoin. 42.69. All eyes on Doge. Dogecoin.
Everybody, Kriss here. Welcome on a Saturday. How's everybody doing? Crypto market's kind of quiet today. Very quiet. Dogecoin at 21.5 cents. Bitcoin 1088 and ETH at 43.5. It's all going kind of sideways. Crypto.com token is back up from the pullback that we had yesterday. So it's up 10% today, but it was down 20% yesterday. So coming back, that's about the only mover. Everything else is just kind of blah today, just kind of blah. So with that, there's a lot of talk on X going on about market cycle tops, and we already hit the top, and this is just the way the crypto market's going to be now going forward. Boring, no volatility, no, and it's just like, guys, it's Saturday, Labor Day weekend here in the United States. You know, it's just like, duh. And everyone's like waiting for the World Liberty Finance token to launch on Monday, which is probably going to tank the market, right? But I've got a lot of things to show you to tell you why I am bullish for the crypto market. So I would vote no in the poll. So hit the poll. I can't vote because it's my poll. I'm not allowed to vote. But you guys can vote. So vote in the poll. What do you think? Do you think that 124,500 was the top for Bitcoin? And Bitcoin is not going to go higher than that? ETH is not going to hit a new all-time high again? We've already done that? So we'll see. Hey, Davin, our friend, thank you for your generosity. Appreciate it. Davin has gifted a KrissPax channel membership. And who got it here? It's Turbo Cummins. Well, Turbo, congratulations. You are now a member of the KrissPax channel, which allows you then to use all kinds of great Dogecoin emojis that you just can't use these anywhere else. Only on this channel would you see fun emojis like that, like I just put in the chat. That only happens here. And you can only use those fun emojis if you're a member of the channel. So no, don't thank me, Turbo. Don't thank me. Thank Davin. Davin did that. Thank you, Davin. But have fun with it. Put some emojis in the chat. Have some fun with it. So what's going on? Look, Lark says, look, mixed U.S. economic data has spooked the market. Bitcoin is dumped to 108K. Everyone is fearing the worst. Has the crypto market topped in August? And you have, you know, the McDonald's guy laying in bed saying, what if 124K was the cycle top and there won't be an alt season? Huh? What? So that's where we start today, is there. That's where we start today. Look, yesterday we showed the tweet of CZ Binance saying things to avoid in crypto, selling the dip. And this guy Killa, he got together and he like, when is the last time CZ talked about dips? So he did a tweet on April 27th and said, I hope you bought the dip. And Bitcoin pumped. And then he tweeted again about the dips on June 23rd, saying, remember, by definition, everything before the next all-time high is a dip. And what happened? Bitcoin pumped. So now, yesterday, he tweeted, things to avoid in crypto, selling the dip. Are we ready for the next pump? Kind of interesting that CZ is coming around and saying, okay, guys, time to load up. Let's go. Here we go. And he may have insider knowledge too. He may just have insider knowledge. Virtual Bacon says, look, cycle tops don't happen when the market is neutral. They happen in euphoric greed when no one wants to sell. And that's so true. The market tops happen when the craziness hits. And we have not had the craziness yet. Yeah, we've had a couple little celebrations, right? We were live when Bitcoin hit a new all-time high. And of course, Kriss, right, bought the peak just for the fun of it. And we had ETH hitting an all-time high. And that was also during one of our live streams. That was very exciting. I'm hoping for a lot more all-time highs coming. So on X, this guy Wrecked Fencer said September up, October flat, November down, December up, January, that's when we hit a top and then we go into a bear market. And I'm like, what? No. That's not how it works. We're not going to top out in January. So I said, no, more like September, choppy with dips and fake pumps. October up, November up, and then sideways. December, a last pump, then down. January, a couple small pumps, but overall down. And then February, down and bear. That's what I think is going to happen. But who knows, right? Who knows? Oh, Chadwick, you are just always a bundle of joy. No, he waits until the pump happens and then he sells. Come on. Come on, dude. Come on, dude. So Ash Crypto says, look, global M2 liquidity hits a new all-time high. Bitcoin will follow soon. Of course, all of those that were doing this overlay between the Bitcoin price and the global liquidity and saying how they were correlated, well, nobody's showing this anymore, really. I mean, Ash Crypto showed it, but Ash Crypto showed it to get the idea that Bitcoin's probably going to turn around and go higher, but that whole correlation is shot in August, completely shot with Bitcoin pulling back. So I don't want to hear about the correlation between M2 money supply and crypto because August just negated that whole thing. Meanwhile, we have the crypto bulls out like Crypto Jack. Bitcoin breakout is incoming. We are in this, I don't know, is it a bull flag? Is it I mean, people show these kind of wedges and these things like that that are sloping down. And every time we have one of these, it breaks out up. And then we come down again and then we break out up again. And that would be the fractal here that we would show. But I don't think that's happening in September, you know, like Bitcoin all the way up to 128. However, we could have this part of it. We'd get up to 115, 116 or so and get out of this 108 area. And then I think September 17th, we're going to have that FOMC and what's going to pump or dump from that. And then the end of September, of which tomorrow, yes, tomorrow you're going to see my Dogecoin September price prediction video. That is going to be tomorrow. So, meanwhile, Crypto Rover, yes, Fed Powell cuts rates. There's still an 87% chance of a rate cut in September. ETH could go to 10,000. We could all get filthy rich. ETH has a history of ripping higher when the Fed turns dovish, and the recent Powell signal supercharged that narrative. Broke all-time high, euphoria across the board. Social feeds are buzzing with big targets. So that's still coming. We have Merlin the trader saying, look, altcoin dominance has bottomed out. Altcoin dominance has bottomed out. And what have we seen in the past? We've seen the turnaround, the turnaround, the turnaround. Whenever we see the RSI hit that support line. So we're starting to see that RSI turnaround. We're starting to see alts turn around. We're starting to see Bitcoin dominance go down. And this is what's next. It's always done this. Higher, higher, higher. But Merlin's not done. Merlin also says, look, altcoins show no mercy. They reward patience. Altcoins reward patience, punish hesitation. Right now, accumulation in fear. But later, euphoria. Now, 10x, you know how I feel about that. We're not going to get a 10x from here. There might be one or two little tokens that might do a 10x, but mainstream alts aren't going to go 10x. But I get it, right? Miss this liftoff and you'll be buying vertical candles later, meaning you're going to be chasing the green candles and FOMOing it. So, but there are still a lot out there that say, look, we've already approached the cycle top, short everything, right? And I know there's a lot of you guys out there who think that. But I'm like, the charts aren't done yet, in my opinion. But you could vote in the poll. If you think, yes, we've already topped, then you can vote yes. And I'm guessing we have, a few that I kind of know who you are that are voting yes. For Dogecoin, you know, this trader tardigrade, Trader Allen, and his, you know what he's doing, right? He's doing the symmetrical triangle with the Elliott wave, A, B, C, D, E structure, which means we're going to bounce higher. So we have that. We've got Bitcoin dominance, right? Ready to go down for alt season. Bearish divergence on Bitcoin dominance means that's bullish for alts. Bearish just for Bitcoin dominance. All right. But no, he's not done. He's looking at ETH, right? And ready for this next pump in ETH with the impulsive waves, similar to 2021, similar to 2017. Again, looking at the 4-year cycles. We can also look at the 4-year cycles in terms of the pi cycle top indicator. The pi cycle top indicator that many have been talking about, which will show when Bitcoin is going to top as it has each cycle before. So when this little blue line here crosses above this purple line, that'll be the top. We saw it in 2021. We saw it in 2017. And we saw it at the end of 2013. It hasn't happened yet. So if you believe in the pi cycle top indicator, the top has not happened yet. And right now, there's such a big gap between the two of them that I kind of think it's going to take a big vertical run in Bitcoin to get the 111 to cross over the 350. That's a big gap right there. But meanwhile, we've got the rainbow charts. Again, 4-year cycles. These green vertical lines are the Bitcoin halvings. And what this is generally showing is We're nowhere near the top. And the reason that the rainbow chart slopes is to take into account the law of diminishing returns, right? The bigger market cap. So we're not expecting as explosive percentage gains each cycle. Okay, if you take that as a given, right? And that's why you have the arcs. This shows that each Bitcoin halving, the price of Bitcoin has been on this light purple line. So we can see that we can go all the way back, right, to the Bitcoin halving that happened in 2012. And yeah, the price of Bitcoin is about $12. $12. And then the Bitcoin halving that happened in 2016, the price was about $688. And then we can have the Bitcoin halving that happened in 2020, and the price of Bitcoin was somewhere around, I don't know, 8,500. I'm just guessing now. These aren't accurate. Now, in 2024, things were a little different. Again, the Bitcoin spot ETF started trading before the Bitcoin halving, and Bitcoin should have been around the price of about 52, 53,000 at the halving. It was actually higher. It was actually about 60 something thousand. But where would that put the price of Bitcoin at the next Bitcoin halving in 2028? That puts the Bitcoin price at over $200,000 for the next Bitcoin halving. What we don't know is what the bottom is going to be in the bear market, but I already told you that in my video yesterday. If you look at my 2-year outlook, you'll see where I saw Bitcoin bottom being. So kind of interesting looking at all of that analysis. In the end, though, none of these charts people have been talking about for years have shown the cycle top has already hit. That's what I'm seeing based on all of this. So there we go. That's what we got. How you guys doing? Does anyone have a crystal ball? When is this going to happen? Well, Eric, the best we can do is just accumulate now and watch it happen. And you're already ready. You're already ready. 10x long term? Could be. I thought we should do a poll. What apps do they use? Who's doing apps here? Yeah, we talked about Alex Spiro and this $200 million Dogecoin treasury thing. And, you know, I don't know what's going on between the Dogecoin Foundation, the House of Doge, Red Rider. They all seem to be like, I don't know if they're just making stuff up or they're, I don't get it. I don't get it. So, we will see. We'll see how that all plays out. But, now I sold a lot of my portfolio because I hit my price targets and to reach my goal. But that doesn't mean I believe the top is in. Because we were on a mission to buy a house and we bought our house. So that was my thing. And I let you all know what I was doing the whole way. But I still have a lot in the market. And I'm not selling. I'm not selling. In my simulation, cycles don't happen. One straight line. Let's just all go, right? Hey, Demo, living in very unstable times. That's true. But you know what? So far, the market has played out pretty close to the patterns. 2022 being a bear market, 2023 turnaround, 2024 higher. That's all played out. So now we just have to finish the rest of the cycle. So Bitcoin pulled back, alt sold their ground. However, that doesn't mean the cycle's over. The same thing happened in 2021. Bitcoin pulled back and then went higher. So there is precedent for that. Yeah, I don't know exactly who Alex Spiro is, other than the article said that he's one of Elon Musk's lawyers, but how he's tied in with the House of Doge and in this new treasury company. They didn't even name the company, and I just there's a lot of questions there still. A lot of questions. Smash the likes, everybody. Subscribe to the channel. Thank you. How's everybody doing on a Saturday? Why is it difficult and unlikely for Doge to reach $2 to $5 market cap? Continual buying, lots of buying. That's all. It's just lots of buying. That's a crap ton of Dogecoin getting bought to get up to $2. The craziness of 2021 and all that was going on, Dogecoin got to 73 cents, which was awesome. I think it was a blow off top, and I think it went higher than Doge normally should have for that cycle. I've talked about that theory before. Liquidation charts? Sure. It's kind of quiet today. We're not in the millions on the hour, so kind of quiet. See, Bitcoin is just going sideways. Look at that, just sideways. There are traders, both short and long, right? They are putting in trades, but Bitcoin is just going sideways. The trades aren't that huge, though, compared to what we've seen before. But yeah, you look at that and it could go either way. Either way. And if we look in Doge, we'll probably see something very similar. Yep, Doge just kind of chopping around. We did have a few longs taken out here last night. Shorts. We had some shorts taken out last night. We had a lot of new leverage long positions that were open there, but the price is just chopping right in the middle. Not much going on. What do I think of Kraken? Never used it. I don't know, Dylan. I've never used Kraken, so I don't know how the exchange works. What's the lowest we can go next week? So I was calling for 20.9 on the dip. And as we continue to follow this trend on Doge, if we follow this upward trend here, this orange line, if we don't break the bottom of that, Monday, the bottom would be like 21.3. So it would hold. If it just dips down a little bit below, like it's done. So we'll be watching that. Good evening, Miguel. In unstable times, at least we have Kriss to keep us believing. Hey, it's not just me. Like, it's all these other guys on X that I just talked about. So I'm just rounding it all up and putting it out there. When the Tesla Doge Treasury, right? Why not, right? If Tesla starts accepting Dogecoin as payment for cars, they'll have a Dogecoin treasury. They did it with Bitcoin, and they got a lot of Bitcoin. And now that Bitcoin is worth a lot of money. Yep, just being patient. Being patient. 40 cents by December. You have to look at my video from yesterday, my 2-year outlook video. And I show you how I think Dogecoin will trade. Enjoying some dips. RR. Scrape together $300. Little dry powder, just in case. I had a dream that Bitcoin went crazy in 2026, and then the altcoins had a super cycle. Hey, who knows, right? Who knows? I'm still believing in the 4-year cycles, and something is going to happen early next year that's going to turn things around. All the Trump stuff is going to catch up to him. Who knows, though, right? Thank you, Demo. The Bonk flag. The Bonk flag. Bonk. So it looks like the Bonk chart is just ready to blow here. Looks like we're ready to, we've come all the way back down. So now let's do that, right? That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like Bonk is ready to do. It's getting to my buy point again. Bonk. Where Doge is, 21.5 cents. So it's just a quiet afternoon, guys. Other crypto streamers, so over the top hype. Good for them. And that's what gets people in trouble. You need to be patient. You need to be calm. You need to have a stern face when you go and you make your trades. You can't trade on emotions. That's all. Martingale, you think 1973 on a dip? What's my view on September? I have a video for you to watch tomorrow. Yes, tomorrow I will give you my September outlook. Have I heard about this cycle's new Doge, the Goat coin? Yeah, I've heard about the Goat coin. There's a bunch of X accounts shilling it, and it's just another stupid token. You want to follow the goat? Go follow the goat. Good luck. Don't hold it too long. That's all I say. You'll get burnt. You'll get burnt. The right kind of news could make Doge spike outside a cycle. Right. I mean, we had that. Like when Elon bought Twitter, remember that? October 2022. Everything else was down and Dogecoin spiked up. And everything else stayed down pretty much. That can happen with Doge. GPT is showing different numbers. Different numbers for what? Yeah, it'll be a good video tomorrow. I know. The goat coin. No, Ryan, that would be the Tom Brady coin. He's the goat. Goat coin will make millionaires for the devs that created it and all the inside traders, but not any of you guys. Not any of you guys. Remember that. I actually had to sell some of my SWE bag to pay bills. Need to buy back if it pumps. That would be evil. Maybe we'll get a dip on Monday. Maybe we'll get a dip. If we go into a bull market next year, beside Doge and Bitcoin, any other crypto that you'll be interested in investing in? No. I'm waiting for the bear market next year, at the bottom of the bear by the end of next year. And right now it's just Dogecoin and Bitcoin. I'm going to be out of everything else. I will still be accumulating Crow on crypto.com. There may be a couple things like that, but right. Rock Angel, absolutely not. Nowhere near cycle top. It's all FUD. I mean, that's what Pi cycle top indicator is. We're nowhere near the top. That's what the rainbow chart looks like. Nowhere near the top. So I agree with those. Hey, I want everybody to make money, even on a goat coin. I want everybody to make money. But the chances of that happening, maybe short term again, but I wouldn't hold it too long. Yeah, bear market next year. Okay, Miguel, I got you. You were thinking bear, but you typed bull because you're so, we're still in a bull market, right? Christian, you're driving, lurking, listening in. Awesome. Hope you're driving someplace fun. I don't look into low cap new tokens. Squid. I don't look into those. That's not my thing, because that's the needle in a haystack approach to making money, and most lose on that. So I will continue to be here talking about crypto. Martin Gall. I will, next year, I will continue to be here talking about crypto. And I mean, I talk about stocks too, even now, as a reference point. But yeah, I'll still be here. I'll still be here. There's another fun thing that's new on the Dogecoin front. It's this. It's called a Dogecoin Timeline Explorer. This is a new website, and you can go and learn about the history of Dogecoin. The website is dogetimeline.net. Doge, here, I'll put that in the chat. Dogetimeline.net. Dogetimeline.net. Someone said, hey, Kriss, check this out. And I was just like, well, it's pretty good. So it goes back to 2013. The one thing I don't like is it's not interactive. You can't actually click on the little dots that are on the chart. It's just, well, I guess you can. Well, I just did that. Well, I was able to click on one of them. I wasn't able to click on one before. I don't know how it works. It's very, very strange. There we go. The one thing that's really cool is that when you click on a dot, or you can just go next and previous here. You can just kind of read through each one. They give you a reference as to where they got their information from, which is pretty cool. So they're just not making stuff up. They're actually referencing things. So DogeTimeline.net, check it out. I think they got a long ways to go with this thing. They're all the way into August of 2025. Look at that. Wonder what happened up at the top here in July. Yeah, see, it won't click. That's weird. I don't know how that works. There we go. 4-year bearish streak broken with 65% rally, and then it dumped. Well, anyway, check that out. That's pretty cool. Dogecoin news. Dogecoin news. Kind of a cool thing. DogeTimeline.net. Yeah, right now it's on a Saturday. Pretty quiet. Earlier we had some shorts taken out on Bitcoin, few, and then some longs on ETH were taken out. But nothing too crazy. Overall pretty quiet as far as the liquidations, as we showed on the chart here. We're just bouncing around between the shorts and the longs with no real move either way. Well, look at the poll, Stickman. What do you see? When did my Dogecoin mantelpiece go up? Ah, you mean this? Yeah. So this went up on when I got my 20,000 subs. When I hit 20,000 subscribers on my YouTube channel, got a Dogecoin pillow as a gift. And it was like, all right, cool. This is from Etsy. Somebody made this on Etsy. It's pretty cool, isn't it? Very cool. So yeah, so that went up when I hit 20,000 subscribers. Pretty cool thing. So we just put it there. There we go. It hasn't been there the entire time. Now I also have on my mantle, for those that don't know, Dogecoin mug. A Dogecoin mug. And you can get your own Dogecoin mug if you want, if you go to my Dogecoin merch store. There's a link in the description below. And if you go there, boop, boop, you go to the Kriss store, and there's merch. So a lot of shirts and hats and hoodies and onesies for babies. Got women's and men's, tote bags, tank tops, etc. So the link in the description below if you want to buy yourself something with some Doge on it, or as a present. Like, is there a new baby in the family? A new baby in the family? You can get Dogecoin onesie. So check that out. Check out my merch store. But mugs are always fun too. So you can get this mug right here in the store if you're interested. So check that out. I don't talk about that too often, but There you go. How high will Dogecoin go? So I made a video yesterday. You can go on my YouTube channel and you can see this video called the Dogecoin Crypto 2-Year Outlook. So watch that video right there. I explain it all right? See, for those that don't know, that was the other reason I made that video. So I could just tell people, go watch that video. That's where I put it all. When I hit 100K, I'd have a YouTube plaque, right? Get a YouTube plaque. That would be cool. That'll probably take, I got to probably go through a whole nother bull market for that, though. The play button, the YouTube play button. It's not going to happen in the next few months. Not that many new subs, but I appreciate everybody who has subscribed. Awesome. Appreciate it. The gold-plated Doge pillow. It must be possible. Yeah. Now, that's only if I win Powerball tonight. Now, if I win Powerball tonight, now we're talking. Now we're talking. Crows, yeah, a little weakness here. Just lost 31 cents. But still going sideways. Nothing else moving. Just nothing else moving. Solana just dropped below 200, 199. So Solana's down a little bit. You got a Powerball ticket? Why not, Nick, right? You never know. You never know. Of course, if you win, you got to share some Doge on the channel. Got to share some Doge. You trade between the 15-minute and 4-hour charts. That's a good way to do it. I do the same thing. I go back and forth. You shorted Sol at 201. Yeah, Solana is weak right now. That's for sure. It's weak right now. So good luck with your trade. Financial advice, RR. The Doge top will be exactly 0.7184 on the 26th of October, 7:41 p.m. Okay, RR. October 26th. I know, right? You only have to win once in that game, right? And then you're good. You're good. If I win, you'll be giving away 33 Doge for a year straight. No breaks. Okay. That'll be awesome. We'll take it. We'll take it. Right. The top's, yeah. R is a little off. Not 71.84. It's 69.420. 69.420. Got to have good numbers there. 71.84. How do you get that? Where do you get 71.84? It's a good number, though. I mean, I like it to go up that high. Yeah. You have a lot of trades open. Only thing I worry about, labor. Yeah, Labor Day. Asian markets are open. Could be volatile. We also have this World Liberty Finance token. Apparently, it's going to start trading on Monday. And if that happens, remember the last time when that Trump token started trading, right? Exactly. I hope you don't have leveraged longs going into Monday. I would be very careful. I would be very careful. I'd have your stop losses set. You don't want to get liquidated. Miguel took a screenshot. Let's see what happens on October 26th. Good idea, right? Let's see. Flash sale, Labor Day weekend. Limited time only. If SWE goes below 325 for SWE, yeah, so see, it fell below my 336 line. That's the SWE line right there. 336 all the way across, and it fell below. So it's bearish already. It's bearish already. So this is the lowest SWE has been since July 10th, is where SWE is right now. You think it's going to go down to 280? Yeah, that was support back here on the 7th of July. You think it's going to fill that gap? We'll see what the dips look like, how scared things get on Monday. We'll see. A lot of support at 310 before it goes down to 280. If PaxCat came in the dream, I'm a the PaxCat. The PaxCat be praised. He told me he was the Doge prophet and all about the current cycle top. That came from the cat, right? Gotcha. Oh. You're a little overtraded, stuck in some low leverage longs, fair amount of shorts. Too many. Right now, the way the market is, I'd be more afraid of your longs getting liquidated than your shorts, at least through Monday. So it's not a price that I'm planning to sell Dogecoin at. It's actually more calendar based, because I don't know what Dogecoin is going to be like end of October. I don't know if Doge is going to be 40 cents, 30 cents, 60 cents, right? So I'm betting the calendar, not an exact price. Now here, as we're about to end August and go into September. So we'll see where we are then, and then I'll talk about prices to sell. But right now, where we are, like 2 months away from that, I'm not looking at a particular price. I'm more of a believer of the calendar and judging by the calendar where we're going to be 2 months from now. So that's what I'm looking at. I have no opinion on Peak's outlook. Peak could go lower, could go higher. I have no idea. That token has been very frustrating. Very frustrating. So, but I still hold. Wait and see what happens. Yeah, no high leverage longs. Even 5x would be risky. I don't trade Doge or look at its chart, but I'm a firm believer that at some point it can get to $4 in the next 10 years. Cool. Yeah, in 5 years or let's say 4 years, right? 2029, if we're in the next 4-year cycle and Doge is being adopted and accepted and everything's working for Doge, yeah, we could see that. Bitcoin dominance is going to be your exit indicator. Bitcoin dominance. So this is what I was looking at. In my video was something like this for Bitcoin dominance. So this is a little piece from my 2-year outlook video that I made yesterday. Was really targeting about 50%, not coming all the way down like Bitcoin dominance did in 2021 when it came all the way down to 39%, right? That huge drop. I mean, that would be incredible if it did the same thing again, but I'm not counting on it because of, it's because of the institutions and the governments and all of them. Bitcoin is not just retail anymore. Yeah, this will be a lot to get down to 50%. That would be a lot at this point. And I don't think we're going to see that same rotation that we saw in 2021 out of Bitcoin into alts like we saw here. So again, I talked about that in my video yesterday. So that was just one of many things I covered there, was that on Bitcoin dominance. And I did a lot of Doge stuff, all in that video yesterday. But everything's kind of quiet right now. No volume. No volume. Again, it's just it's just a theory, right? It's just a theory on how things are slightly different this time. And that again is based on, these treasury companies, right? Not only Strategy B, but Metaplan and all these others. They're just buying Bitcoin and holding it, and they're not selling. And we just have so much more of that this time around that we didn't have before. So I took those extremes and I mellowed them out a bit, let's say. Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. November sometime, it's like I'm going to be taking profits on the party. I'm not going to sell everything. Just in case there is some extended cycle, I'm going to keep some Doge. I'm going to keep some Bitcoin. I'm not going to sell it. But we'll be looking to take profits. What? I am the prophet. Good luck with your goat, man. Good luck with your goat. Well, that was ETH on a short. $295,000 ETH short just got taken out. There's no green candle, though. That's manipulation. Okay. It's the whole peak as well. Very frustrating. Yep. I know the peak X account is talking about RWAs and adoption and all these great things that it's doing, but the token just nobody's buying it. So that's all. You think we'll have a mellow bear market this year? My audio is low volume. No, everything's looking good on my end. Oh, disregard. My volume was at 50%. Well, there you go. The percent chance we ran the cycle early. 20%, according to the poll. According to the poll, there's a 20% chance of that. And these polls are very scientific. Very scientific. So there's a 20% chance. Elon likely keeps most of his wealth out of the banks. Yeah, most of his wealth is in Tesla stock. Come on. It's all invested. He doesn't keep it in banks. Hey, Merchik, how are you? Dominance. Bitcoin dominance. Exactly, Ryan. Very scientific. Very scientific. And it was really just to answer Zena's question. What is the percent chance that we've already had the cycle high and it ended early? And now we got to wait. There's a 20% chance of that. Very scientific. Christian, you're on your way to Virginia. Good luck on your trip. Hope your weekend is well. I'm not going anywhere this weekend. I'm hanging in Boston this weekend. Not doing anything. Hey, Dream. FSU's beating Alabama. Yeah, Alabama's not the same with their new coach, I guess. Mystique is gone, right? It's college football. It's the first week. Who knows? 0% chance we're at the high. But I can see a drawn-out cycle lasting into 2026. The extended cycle theory. Extended cycle. So my take on that, I talked about here on X. So my theory is right here. September, October, November, December, January, February, down and bearish. So that's my take on it, which of course is mirrored on my video that I made yesterday on my 2-year outlook. Talked about all that. Yeah, Notre Dame against Miami. I'll try and catch a little bit of that. I don't watch a lot of college football. But since I went to the University of Miami, I'm a Miami grad. I'm rooting for Miami. And they got the quarterback from Alabama from last year back. He's on Miami now. So that'll be fun to watch. He did one of those transfer things and is now in Miami. And I only know that because I'm on some email list as an alumni from University of Miami. So they send me this stuff. Oh, from Georgia, right. Not from Alabama. He's from Georgia. You're right. Back from Georgia. No, I didn't grow up in Florida, but that's where I went to school, and I worked there for a few years after I graduated. So I was down there maybe 7 years, something like that. I lived in Miami area. But ended up getting a job up here in Boston. And I've been in Boston a long time now. But I go down to Florida just about every winter for 5 or 6 days. There was no Dogecoin when I was in college. There was no cryptocurrency when I was in college. That was a long time ago. Long time ago. Now, the snowbird life may come once I retire, but I'm still working, so I can't do the full snowbird where, I'm down there for 2 or 3 months. I can't do that yet. Miami is fun. It's a fun city. I loved living down there. But as an architect, very volatile in terms of the economy and how the economy is doing. So when there's a bad economy coming, like a recession, there's no work in Miami. The developers stop building. Nobody's got any designs going on. Being an architect is hard. So Boston is much more stable. Crow is loading up again. Yes, we looked at this earlier. Again, we had the big pullback from 38 to 28, but now back up to 31. So on the day, Crow's up 10%. So it's one of the top gainers in crypto, amongst the top coins. So a nice recovery overnight. So again, big news with Crow and Trump and Truth Social and all of that. Crow's going to continue to pump, I think. Well, I caught Florida lobsters, scuba diving and snorkeling, and they are tasty. They're much sweeter than Boston or Maine lobsters like we have up here. I like the Florida lobster, the spiny lobster, as they call it. It's a sweeter meat than the Maine, Boston, New England lobsters. The hurricanes don't really offer opportunity for architects. Most of any damage is just residential. The commercial buildings are built to hurricane codes, and so you have to make sure that everything meets the hurricane codes, so you don't see a lot of damage. But on residential is where the damage, like Hurricane Andrew in the early 1990s, that was bad. But that was mostly a lot of homes that got wiped out that the builders cheated and they didn't have all the hurricane ties right. They didn't pour cement into the blocks for the block walls. I mean, just all sorts of stupid stuff that builders did for new homes, and they just got wiped out. But I'm not in residential architecture business. So Pith had a massive pullback. So how much was Crow's pullback here? Crow's pullback was about 8%. About 8%. Pith. So Pith is still in its pullback. Let's just take it from there. 20%. So Pith has pulled back. Pith has pulled back twice what Crow's pullback is. And Crow has already recovered half that pullback, but Pith is still going down. So this whole thing about Pith and Link, the oracles, that are being used, a lot of people just continuing to take profits on Pith right now. I hope you didn't buy Pith up here at 24 cents. What exact date did I buy my first Dogecoin? January 28th, 2021. Yes, January 28th, 2021. 2-cent Doge. I remember that day very, very clearly. We'll never forget it. Because that set me on my path to where I am now financially, was that date. I know you don't necessarily like XRP. I don't like XRP at all. But how will XRP do? Let's take a look. Let's take a look, my friend, at the XRP. Okay? Let us take a look. $4.64. $4.64. Gonna put that right there. That's the 2.618 fib from the last high and low. Again, this is what I did with ETH and Doge and Bitcoin in my 2-year outlook. And if we look at the at tops for the rest of this bull cycle, that would be $4.64, right around there. That's the 2.618 fib. Again, I don't believe in the fibs, but some others do. So when you're talking about picking, tops, when you're looking at all-time highs and price discovery, you got to use something, right? So that's where that comes from. 462. The goat coin. Yeah, we talked about it earlier. I'm just like, ugh. Can you show us on the chart when I bought Dogecoin? Sure. I can show you. It was right there, circled in green. Kind of hard to see. 2-cent Dogecoin right there. This is a weekly chart, but that's where it was right there. 2-cent Dogecoin. Dogecoin went up, peaked up at about 8 cents, came down to about 3-4 cents, kind of messed around there for a month into April, and then April is when it really took off. So yeah, getting in right there at 2 cents, right when the craziness was starting. That's when I got into Doge. Get back to today. What do I think about the Sydney Opera House? I think it's one of the most amazing buildings in the world, is what I think. Hey, MB, how are you? Yeah. If you want to buy some of the goat coin, again, I would recommend just using a small part of your portfolio. If you want to have some exposure to it, just be careful. Can I reveal my portfolio for Doge? I've got Doge all over the place. I've got it in MyDoge. I've got it in Coinbase. I have it on Robinhood. I have it on crypto.com. I have it in my Exodus wallet. I have it in my Ledger. MyDoge wallet is that my sort of my daily use. I actually have it on Coinbase in 2 different accounts. So it's kind of all over the place. Yeah, bull market. I still say we are still in the whole bull cycle for the 4-year cycles. So yeah, shorting, ugh. But over short periods of time, especially when there's something like this World Liberty Finance token, and that's going to be launching on Monday. We saw what happened with the Trump token, and that wasn't good. Yeah, the majority say no, we have not seen the top. Like 80% of you. Thank you, Mitchell. Appreciate it. And your first Doge was there a bit later in the day. Yeah. Yeah, I think by 10 o'clock that night, it was already up to 8 cents. At least East Coast time. It was already up to 8 cents. Doge hits $1. Kriss will show us his secret wallet with 3 billion Doge. I wish. I wish. Oh. Tectonic from Kronos. Tectonic. Am I a Cardano fan? No, I'm not. Doesn't mean you can't make money with ADA, but I'm not a fan. Hey, Noel, how are you? Yep, 2-cent Dogecoin. Yep, 500,000 Dogecoin. That's what I bought. And then I was in, just like that. I was in. Yeah, JP, it's very quiet right now. Volume is down. We're just going sideways. I mean, look, we're looking at the liquidations. I mean, it's just going sideways. Shorts are accumulating, longs are accumulating, but the price isn't moving. The price is not moving at all right now. So just kind of stuck in the middle there. That's what we got. All right, gang, that's what we have on a Saturday. Pretty quiet overall. But again, Doge is 21.5 cents, right where we were yesterday during the live stream. It's the same. Well, it's like, actually, we're a little higher than we were yesterday. Yeah, Friday's live stream, we were a little lower. 21.2, 21.3. So a little bit higher. Again, look for my September Dogecoin price prediction video that's coming out. We'll be live again on Sunday afternoon. Make sure that you're subscribed, you got your notifications on, all of that stuff. Like, leave a comment, all of that as well. Hope everyone has a great rest of your Saturday. We'll see you next time.
Dogecoin, which started as a complete joke, has like skyrocketed to not a joke anymore. It hit an all-time high of almost 10 cents yesterday, but it was so minuscule you wouldn't have understood why you have millions of shares.
Didn't Elon tweet that too?
And arguably, the most entertaining outcome and the most ironic outcome would be that Dogecoin becomes the currency of Earth in the future.